Hello everyone, Andrew Jones here to show you an exciting new capability on IBM Demos. To get things started, click the Start Your Free Lab link. This will start the provisioning process of your lab, and in just a few seconds you should be ready to go. A couple of things to note on this page. In the top right hand corner, you'll see the time remaining for you to execute your lab in the provisioned environment. For this lab, the environment is a Red Hat OpenShift on IBM Cloud cluster. Future labs may provision other environments like an IBM Kubernetes cluster, a DevOps toolchain, or maybe one of the IBM Cloud Paks. Each lab will have a default time limit for you to complete the lab before the environment is torn down. The amount of time the environment is available will vary by the collection of labs you are working on. In most cases, you can extend that time by clicking the Extend Lab icon. The duration and number of times you can extend the lab will vary by the collection. You can also view the IBM Cloud credentials associated with a specific lab environment by selecting the key icon. When the environment was provisioned, your IBM Cloud user ID was added to the IBM Demos Cloud account with the appropriate permissions to complete the lab. If you complete the lab before the timer expires, you can release the environment by clicking the trash can icon. This will remove your ID from the IBM Demos Cloud account and deprovision the environment. Now that we have the environment all ready, it's time to do the lab and learn all about Red Hat OpenShift on IBM Cloud. Click the Getting Started with Red Hat OpenShift on IBM Cloud tile. A new tab will open in your browser and you are presented with a split screen page. On the left side, you have the lab instructions, and on the right side there's a terminal. The terminal is a remote connection to a virtual server instance, or VSI, that is running on IBM Cloud that can access your lab environment. This is a Linux-based system and is enabled with everything you need to use the command line interfaces to IBM Cloud and the other products specific to the lab. Each lab is typically divided into a set of exercises, and each exercise will have a set of steps to complete the exercise. You can use the Expand All link to expand the table of contents. You can jump to a specific exercise by selecting the exercise name in the table of contents, and you can return to the table of contents at any time by clicking the top button. Let's look at the first couple of instructions for the Red Hat OpenShift on IBM Cloud Lab. As part of exercise 1, we need to access the OpenShift web console and copy a command line so we can access our OpenShift cluster with the OpenShift command line interface. Here you see the new tab open up as I click the link to the web console. For web-based interfaces, when you select the provided link, a new browser tab will be open for you to complete the lab instructions. I'll copy the command line as instructed, and then return to our lab tab in our browser. The next step is to paste the command line we just copied into our terminal. You can right-click on the terminal and do a paste, or a simple Control-V will do. The instructions show sample output and should reflect what you see in the terminal after you executed the command. You'll notice the next step in the instructions looks a little different. In this step, we are to execute the OC-get-node command. Here you have three options. You can type OC-get-node at the command prompt in the terminal window, or you can cut and paste from the instructions to the terminal window, or better yet, you can simply click the green text OC-get-node and the command will automatically be copied to the terminal window and execute it. As you'll recall, during the first step, I had to manually copy that login command to my terminal. The reason that instruction appeared in a gray box instead of one of these nice black and green auto-execute boxes is because the instruction you need to execute was specific to your environment with your credentials. You would have to cut and paste and edit the command line in order to make it work. Personally, I tend to learn better by typing things out myself. But as you can see in the next step, the command line is a little more complex, so to save time, remember that you can always just click it and watch it run. The terminal is a fully functional environment. You can run other commands as well. If you're not familiar with Linux, you may want to remember the tput-clear command, which will clear the terminal window and move the command line back to the top of the screen. Notice also there's a control between the instructions and the terminal window. You can use this to expand and retract the terminal window. Another helpful tip, as you saw in this lab, I was using both the terminal window and a browser interface to my OpenShift cluster. You can always move the other tab to a new browser window and organize your windows on the screen to make viewing the instructions and the web interface easier. On a Mac, this is easy to do with the split screen capability. You could also do it manually by resizing and aligning the windows. That is about it. Oh, wait. Look how time flies. My lab time is about to expire. Remember, you can always go back to the lab collection page and extend the time for your environment. I hope this quick demonstration has been helpful, and I hope you enjoyed this and all the future labs on IBM Demos and the new IBM Demos OpenTrialLabs platform.